Hello, my Skyline nerds. This is Mike of Dragon Rider Gaming, and welcome to Modular Parking Lots. This is a mod that allows you to put down customized parking lots around buildings and such, and build them to your liking. So I created this little blip town called Santa Vegas, and threw down a couple commercial buildings. Here we got Pancakes International, and we got a marketplace, best food service, called a drugstore, whatever. But nobody has parking over here for anybody. So anybody who wants to come over here has to park along the street like you see all the pedestrians doing here right now. So if you go into the Parks and Plazas tab and you scroll on over, you're going to run into these little boxes with a P for parking, green circle around it, a couple little numbers and letters and numbers. So let me briefly explain what these are. As you see me hovering over this very first one, this is a 1x1 parking cell. The letter B stands for back, so it's the backside version. And the number 1 represents that this is basic parking spots. This is version 1. So consistently across all of these, version 1 will be basic parking spots. Version 2 will have a handicap parking spot and basic parking spots. Version 3 will have electric car parking spots and basic spots. And version 4 will have a combination of all three. Pretty basic, pretty simple. So the B stands for back, so L stands for left. If we hover over this one, you can see that the parking spots are to the left-hand side of the parking block. And then, of course, R then is to the right-hand side of the parking block. Now, anything above 1x1 does not have a back parking. And as soon as you get into the 1x2s, it's left or right. So we'll explain that real quick. Let me show you a couple of these just basically laid down and demonstrated. So there's your basic 3-slot parking spot. Throw a handicap spot next to that one, electric spot next to that one, and an everything spot next to that. And you can see how they kind of modularly build right next to each other. There's a little tiny gap between them, but that's because if we get into the 1x2s, we start getting some lighting that goes in along with the parking spots. So we get some free 6 parking spots in this one, and a little lamp post that's in the middle that will light up the area. The 1x1s do not have any lamp posts. You can always add these in afterwards if you have certain mods like Prop and Tree Anarchy and stuff like that. And Move It mod, you can get them in there and place them in there in place. So I'm going to delete these real quick just to get rid of these for the demonstration purposes. So let's take a look at our drugstore over here, or our marketplace. We got a back alley area here, if I can talk. And we got this open spot here to the side that is 4 units by 4 units. Now you can go out to the internet and go onto the Steam Workshop and get a 4x4 parking area, slap it down there. But what if you actually wanted to build in the corner here, and then you have this area behind it? You could get a 2x4 parking lot thing. Well, the modular parking system allows you to build up exactly what you want to build up and put it down however you want. So let's take a 1x4 left-hand direction. We'll just do a basic one here and back it up to the building there. So that allows us to put it in a parking lot area. We got some lamp posts here to help light up the area. So naturally, next we would want to put in a right-hand drive. Right-hand drive, that's not what I meant to say. A right-hand facing parking lot. And we'll put some with electric vehicles there. Go right back to a left-hand parking lot. We'll put everything in this one. And then we'll go back to a right-hand parking lot. We'll put everything in this one as well. Yeah, we'll line it up here, right? So there you go. It kind of does the same thing as a 4x4 parking lot. You got light posts that back up to each other here. They're all nice and evenly spaced, all directly right in the center of those parking spot areas. You got a bunch of electric parking spot areas out here, some handicap spots on the front. The cars ideally would come in and drive in this drive, right? It looks like a driveway. But you and I both know when cars come over to this area, if they want to park in here, they're going to come over here and they're going to drive right across the lawn, find a parking spot they want to go into, and just park there and be done with it. So that doesn't look too bad, right? So they have a little parking area they can come into. But what about on the back side of this building on this side? He's got a bunch of garbage or a rock or something going on out there. I don't know what's going on with him there. But I don't think that's something I can delete. Oh, it is. Yeah, that's just an extra rock from the ground there. So I was like, that's kind of weird. They piled the garbage outside. So what do we have here? We happen to have, yes, these are 8 units deep on this area. We definitely want to have next to Pancakes International here some handicap parking along this side. So let's go in and pick a 1x8. Let's get to our big ones here. We'll go right hand facing and we'll do an everything parking lot. Look at that. It goes right across the entire section. Boom, you lay that down. You got a couple handicap parking spots on this end, a couple handicap parking spots on this one, some electric vehicles in the middle. I'm going to turn down my camera real low just to help with the movement speed of everything. A little bit smoother that way, right? Going back in there, let's put another one. We got to go with a left-hand facing one this time. We don't have to. We could totally put in another right-hand facing one if we so wanted in this area, but I like the look of them, just spacing them out a little bit. We'll go with another one that's everything, right? So we get some nice symmetry going here and a lot of handicap parking spots up front for the people who want to get into Pancakes International. And then another option here that we could go with, if we didn't want to go the full length, we could totally do a couple 1x4s on this one, right? So we'll do a left-hand facing one and a right-hand facing one, right? So we'll put in a left-hand facing one. That kind of blocks off that zone, but if we put in a right-hand facing one, same thing with some electric cars, kind of drops it in there, right? And if we go around to this side, we can also do the same thing with some 1x4s, maybe just a regular one. Right, so that's a right-hand facing one. Put that against the building. Slip over to a left-hand facing one with some extra handicap parking spots. So there you go. So you're kind of modularly, if I can say that word, building up parking lot areas here. This one behind the building, what is this, 5 units deep? Okay, yeah, we got some of those too. Look at that. So we'll throw in a left-hand facing, I keep wanting to say left-hand drive for some reason. And a right-hand drive. Look at all those handicap parking spots. That's cool. And that's the ratio that I go with pretty much. If you go with a smaller 1 or 2 unit one, you're only going to have one space that has a handicap or an electric vehicle parking spot, and the rest are basic ones. But these ones you get up to 6. That's cool. And I do have I do use somebody else's mod for this called handicap parking decals. Yes, I believe so. So now next we're going to go with a right-hand drive. Still at the 1x5. Let's go with an everything on that one. And then we're back to either 1x8s, or we could even do 1x2s facing this direction. We could totally do that. Build up a whole bunch coming across here. Or if you want, you can do 1x1 parking spots here. What the heck? It doesn't matter. It's totally up to you how you want to do it. Let's see. What was that one? The left-hand facing one that we did last? I think so, right? So that goes there. Yeah. Then we'd have a... No. Actually, we're going to bump that one out. That one actually go here. Look at that. So it kind of matches up with that one, right? Then we go with a nice 1x8. Let's go with a 1x8 and just do a whole regular. Whoops! Right-hand drive. Oopsie! Messing up on my own video. How about that, right? Look at that. And we got this little tiny, what is this, a 1x3? What the heck? We didn't do any 1x3s. So we'll do a 1x3. You can see in this one that the parking lot and the handicap on the left hand, right? Yeah. So this one just has one little handicap parking spot in that one. So you see how you can kind of modularly put it together and size up everything however you want it. Look at that. That looks pretty fantastic, right? Tons of parking for 2 buildings. That's crazy. So the largest size I have right now is 1x8. If you guys would like to see going out further than 1x8, I can do that. I should mention that every single one of these parking spots is live. So cars will fill up this entire row of parking. There's some mods out there that they get to a size that they exceed the maximum 64 prop limit, and then they can't put any more of live actual parking markers in place so that cars will park in these areas. Also, the parking markers are not lined up perfectly even to offer a little bit of realism, so that the car that goes into this parking spot, maybe he's parked closer to the right-hand side. It depends on where I put the marker. You know, maybe a car's not pulled in all the way, you know, because I put the marker way out here so that it sits out a little bit of ways. Maybe I overlapped the front end here, so I got a car that's parked way inside, just to offer a little bit of realism and fluctuation. You see cars already moved in here as soon as I started dinking around with a few of these things, so that's good. Whoops. What I want to do is I want to kick this into gear, and I actually want to let it run. You'll see some additional cars come in here, but I want to show you the night cycle. So we'll come back as soon as it starts lighting up there and that seagull gets out of the way. One of the other things I wanted to mention here is that when you're laying these down, you're going to see a green circle. And these parking spots do offer a very minor amount of entertainment value, a value of 10. So all of the 1x1 through 1x4 parking areas offer an entertainment value of 10, and they have a radius of 50. Not very large. It's a very small block area, so it's not going to influence and make any huge difference in the areas to boost people up, right, and be a cheat. On the other side of the larger ones, all of the 1x5s through 1x8s, they also offer an entertainment value of 10, but they have a 100 unit radius. Just a little tidbit on the entertainment value. None of them have visitor values, so they're not going to attract visitors or tourists to the area. No cheat like that. And none of them have electrical costs. So all of the lights that you see here are all solar lights that charge during the day and then light up at night. But there you go. So there it is, my modular parking lot mod. I also do city building videos over on my YouTube channel, Dragon Rider Gaming. Feel free to come on over, check out some of my city builds that I got going on right now. Right now I'm doing Super Duperville, and I think I've made it to about episode 9 so far. So we're just getting into some pretty good, big, larger towns that we're constructing right now. And yeah, maybe check it out and give me a like, give me a sub. Always like to have new subscribers and people liking the videos. Leave me some comments over there too. I beg for it every video. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of this. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.